You feel a presence in your mind, a voice older than the gods themselves. It knows your past, your future. It knows you. Welcome to Professor Quest's Creature Feature. This episode, Aboleths.
Professor Quest Creature Feature. Monsters big, monsters small. We break them down, we list them all.
The Aboleth, or Primordius Horrifica, have existed long before the gods themselves. Not a lot of their history is known, but records do indicate that at one point these creatures ruled the multiverse.
I was meant to rule everything.
More recently, though, they've been known to reside deep underwater or underground in the Underdark. They are carnivorous creatures, but they prefer a more intelligent prey. Your standard adventuring party may be considered more of a snack than a full meal. More worrying than their tentacles are their psionic abilities.
Leave me alone!
Aboleths can use telepathy to dominate their prey. That is why they are most always accompanied by large hordes of mindless thralls. Even if you are able to resist the mental attacks from the Aboleth, charging in with a blade would be ill-advised, as their entire body is coated with a mucus cloud. This mucus cloud can curse creatures, making it so they can only live inside of water, taking acid damage if they step outside. And finally, if you are able to kill one of these creatures, it would not stay dead for long. Their ancient spirits travel back to the far realm where they create themselves a new body from anywhere between 5 and 50 days. When using an Aboleth in combat, it's important to remember it is not a mindless monster, but a mastermind. It doesn't fight fair, and it doesn't fight alone. So be sure to introduce a whole horde of thralls ready to come to the aid of the Aboleth.
Seize him, slaves!
And why not up the drama while you're at it and make one of those thralls somebody the party knows, making it harder for them to fight back. Remember, it can also speak into your players' minds as a free action during combat, whispering things like,
"Your student loan payment, your health insurance doesn't cover that. You'll never own a house."
It's not about damage. It's about making your players second guess, to doubt themselves in the throes of combat. Aboleths aren't just monsters. They're villains. And the best villains aren't fought. They're survived. Remember, an Aboleth doesn't need to enslave you with its mind powers. It can do it with promises instead. When using an Aboleth in your campaign, get creative with it. Perhaps the warlock in your party's patron isn't who they claim to be. Maybe it's really an Aboleth in disguise. Or perhaps your party stumbles onto an Aboleth's lair, and the Aboleth isn't surprised. Their memories far exceed our own of the past, present, and future, so perhaps the Aboleth has been expecting them all along.
I have been expecting you.
With high-level monsters, it's important to let lower-level players get a sense of the monster before it's introduced. So perhaps they break the curse on a village, only to discover later that there was no curse, it was an Aboleth's control all along. Aboleths aren't just another monster. They're an experience, a nightmare that will leave your players weeping for weeks to come, which is why we give them a 9 out of 10 on their danger level. Have you ever used one in your campaign? If you have, please let me know in the comments down below. And join us next time where we get a little elemental. And as always, from us here at the RPG Academy, if you're having fun, you're doing it right.